like the sun for grace and mercy. Be like the night to cover the faults of others. Be like Mother Earth for modesty. Be like iron when you're standing tall. Appear as you are. Be as you appear. Appear as you are. Be as you appear.
All right. Hey, navigators, what is up? We have Sunday, I guess, what is this? The 7th? Something? Episode 33. Master number, I guess. I don't know. Dole 3. Great. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. Absolutely. 54 degrees. It's beautiful. Got my new Urban X drip on. If you don't know what I just said, then you're behind the curve. But I'm not even sure what I just said is up to date. But I got the new Urban X drip on, and it's looking lovely. But yeah, this is episode 33. I'm just gonna go back to my no notes and just off the top, whatever comes out, that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, it's been a very, very upbeat week for me, man. It's like, just saying, how could it be so upbeat with all this crazy shit happening in the world, right? It's not what you think, it's what you think about. So here's the thing. This rap group came up on my feed on YouTube, right out of nowhere, like on Sunday, last Sunday or Monday, whatever. But you got to understand that by 1971, 1972, my choices for music has already been cemented. I knew what I liked, and I like this, I like that. And rap was just not one of them. As a matter of fact, there was no rap. When I heard These Are the Breaks, that might have been the first one I remember, I was like, what the hell is that? I hope it don't last. I hope it don't last. And then they just came in with more message, this and that. And I was like, yo, this thing is, I guess it'll have its run and then it'll be done. Oh, man. Then I guess when they got up to like X-Clan and groups like that, like with the African consciousness, and even Queen Latifah had, thing about women and girls. I was like, okay, they're getting on some positive shit, right? And I still wasn't all into it. There was just, so much was coming at me, and I was a musician at the time, and I was like, this ain't music. But yeah, it kept coming, man. It kept coming. And what did I know? Rap turned out to be the most popular form of music that has ever been invented, and it's still morphing and growing and allowing other people and cultures to express themselves with this art form, right? So yeah, going back to what came up on my feed, right? So I'm scrolling through, and there's these old white guys, right? From London, no less. I know that Britain has a pretty big rap scene, just from, keeping my ears open. I knew that. But it was one of those reaction videos where somebody was reacting to the video of these two old white guys. I think at the time, this video was from 3 or 4 years ago, right? And one guy was like 71 and the other one like 68 or something like that. 67, 68. And I clicked the button. I was amazed. The name of the group, two guys, is called Pete and Bas, B-A-S, as in Basil, Pete and Baz, right? I guess Peter and Basil, but they go with Pete and Baz, right? And I'm gonna put the link up there. I don't know if, people that's into rap and they know this and they know that. I never heard anybody mention Pete and Baz. And they've been rapping since, I think, 2017 or 2018. They got all this material, interviews. Their videos got millions of hits and followers. But what it did for me is, right, me being an old geezer myself, and still fancy myself, I'm talking like them, right? Still fancy myself active and creative and doing my thing, whatever. This shit was so inspiring, man. It was so inspiring. I couldn't believe it. They weren't just rapping. It was rapping. I was like, Jesus Christ, these guys. Even if somebody is writing it for them, it was just crazy. So why am I even there on those guys? I went down to Pete and Baz rabbit hole the whole week, and I got to say, I got to ask somebody that know about rap scene, like really know about it here in the U.S., and just see if they heard of these guys. I don't know. They've been around. They've been doing their thing. They do live concerts. They tour. I'm like, unbelievable. Anyway, it's what you think about, right? And I'm going to contrast that to another man or some people in their late 60s and 70s and maybe even 80s, I don't know, right? That's acting in the world, right? That's putting forward this, putrefied reality that we're living in right now. They're trying to get us to believe that Armageddon is here and now. And there's nothing we could do about it. We just got to act it out. Because those dudes over there, they want it. They want it all. And they're going to do whatever they got to do to get it. So one of these people are at the top of the food chain, and they're spreading their thing all over, and it's just you can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. And then one day my YouTube feed shows me these guys, right? And how they're affecting the people around them and inspiring everybody that even comes in 100 yards of them. Young people, mostly just young people in their 20s. I guess because old people are not into rap like that. Or at least they won't be going to rap concerts or whatever. But it's just amazing, man. And I just have to tie this into my conversation I had with one of my good friends, two of my good friends. One, Dennis, guy I knew all my life, And we're just talking, and we just hash out and have intellectual conversations. And it's just, and we were going and talking, and I was saying there's so many beautiful things in this world, so many magical things, so many unbelievable humans, that's doing incredible things, little things that like nobody even knows about, and it's just amazing. Like if you have a big voice and a big influence, you can actually convince people that it's not beautiful out here. That it's not a beautiful Sunday morning, 54 degrees, you know, and the breeze is blowing so beautifully and it's hitting my skin, and it's just, I mean, this is New York, and it doesn't even smell like, the air smells clean. That's what I want to say, you know. And it rained last night, I guess, and it's just a beautiful day. And I'm just glad I'm able to experience it that way, you know. So again, navigators, it's all about frame of mind, you know. Because that shit that's happening over there in the Mideast, we can't do nothing about that shit. You know, all we can do is worry about it, and that ain't gonna do nothing except mess with your shit, you know. So, you know, I'm not saying walk around with rose-colored glasses and all that. No, I'm not saying that. But keep the balance, or later for the balance. Let's go with the good shit. Let's go with the beautiful. It's like you can smell spring just coming like this. You know, today is daylight saving time. You know, so it's last week this time it was an hour earlier. Let me just put it that way. So, you know, it's you know, they manipulate the time for whatever reason. I don't know, but here we're here. It's daylight saving time. And here we go. Okay, the other thing is this. Now, in a conversation with Dennis, he reminded me of a story that I discovered, and I told him. And Dennis is one of these guys that he researches everything. You know, you can't tell him something that he's not gonna check it out. You know what I mean? And I told him the story, and he went and researched the story, and then he found out it was from I think it was a medieval priest or prophet or something. But even he said he got it from somebody else. So this is probably one of those folk tales that's been reverberating through time, right? And I hope I can do it justice. I'm going to deliver it, right, and see what it is. Okay. So there are these twins in the stomach of their mother, right? A boy and a girl, and they're in there, right? And one says, I think it was a girl, the girl says to the boy, man, it's really nice in here. You know, we have everything we need. It's beautiful in here. We're comfortable, we're warm. You know, but there gotta be something else, you know? There gotta be something else. You know, we can't, I don't know, I mean, I have this, just have a feeling there got to be something else. And the boy says, nah, there's nothing else. This is it. We're warm. It's dark. We get everything we need to eat. You know, this is it, man. When this is done, there's nothing else. And the girl says, there got to be something else, man. Can't you tell? Can't you? Sometimes you hear like breathing, or sometimes you feel movement. The guy says, no, that's nothing, man. That's your imagination. That's nothing. You know, that's and sometimes, you know, I hear a heart. That's what the girl says. I hear a heart, like a pounding of the heart. And what if there's somebody else like taking care of us? You know, what if what if there's more? You know? And the guy says, no, there is no more. And he says, and the girl says, well, what if there's like a mother or something that's holding us and feeding us and taking care of us, right? And the guy says, nah, all that is sometimes it squeezes and makes us uncomfortable, gives us pain and stuff. She says, yeah, but we always are taken care of. We always get everything that we need. He said, yeah, but sometimes there's these tightness and it hurts and gets uncomfortable. After, you know, that's gonna happen and it's gonna be over one day. One day those contractions are gonna happen and it's gonna be over, right? And the girl says, well, I don't know, man. I just think that there's something else, you know. There's something else. And that's us, right? We're in the womb of this beautiful reality, right? And some of us think, this is it. There's nothing after this. You know, what about, you know, a creator or whatever? No, there's none of that. You know, we just here. And then there's some of us that say they got to be more than this, you know. All this expansive mystery and creation and miracles and positivity and negativity. Those contractions, right? That makes you feel uncomfortable. But there's got to be more than this, even though we've never seen it. But once those twins are birthed, they'll both know. Whether you believe or not, they'll both know that there's more. All right, that's my little thing. This beautiful morning. I'm feeling so energized. I can't even tell you. I'm gonna put the link for the Urban X drip. Urban X drip. Okay. And Navigator drip is coming also. It'll be here soon. You'll see. We'll have our own little t-shirts and stuff. You'll see. So thanks everyone for coming through. Really encouraged by you guys. You know, a friend, I had gone a trip away last year, and we were just, you know, catching up and talking. And he says, man, I've been checking out your videos, man. I really like them, man. Keep it going, man. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. I said, damn, thanks. I didn't even know. I guess I sent him a link at some point, but I didn't even know he was checking those out. But I appreciate you. That's all I gotta say. And it's really encouraging, right? I'm not gonna say the numbers don't mean nothing to me, but the people who come mean everything to me. So it's not what you think, it's what you think about.
Be like the sun for grace and mercy. Be like the night to cover the faults of others. Be like Mother Earth for modesty. Be like iron when you're standing tall. Appear as you are. Be as you appear.